Hey, today, kind of a different. We're not out in the swell. We're not even in Utah. We're near Dubois, Wyoming, looking for some rock imagery. Um, they're the Shoshone tribes, and then pre them, they were called the Sheep Eaters. This area has a bunch of them, but you just have to know where to look. This is my first time up here, so I'm kind of scavenger hunt. I was driving back so I can get service and double check because I've been searching for him a couple hours and no luck. So I'm gonna go check out some maps. But right, I was looking. So I was driving back. You see that pretty lake behind me? There were some just right off the road here, so we're gonna go check those out. Pretty cool to see. I mean, some of the differences. You still got a spiral. Almost looks like a person inside, right? Person and a person, maybe. There's some more packings down there. And they got some pretty good lines right there. And something down in that area. Pretty cool. That's some more. They look like you got a sheep right there. Whatever that is. But they have some really good sheep right there. Like so pretty. But pretty cool. It's kind of neat to get away from the Four Corners area and see other ancient markings. You can see how like the moss is kind of growing over it. I wasn't sure if this place was going to be open, but it looks like everybody got a pretty sad winter. So if this wasn't open, I'd just go play in Grand Teton National Park. I've already seen some really cool bighorn sheep, so took some pictures, but just look at that view right there. It's just gorgeous here. We'll follow that trail for a second, see if there's anything over there. But I'm gonna probably get some pictures of these right here, just in case they're my only ones. I hope not. I'm gonna go. I'm on a mission to go find those. So be back in a little bit. Hey, today, kind of a different. We're not out in the swell. We're not even in Utah. We're near Dubois, Wyoming, looking for some rock imagery. They're the Shoshone tribes, and then pre them, they were called the Sheep Eaters. This area has a bunch of them, but you just have to know where to look. This is my first time up here, so I'm kind of scavenger hunt. I was driving back so I can get service and double check because I've been searching for him a couple hours and no luck. So I'm gonna go check out some maps. But right, I was looking. So I was driving back. You see that pretty lake behind me? There were some just right off the road here, so we're gonna go check those out. Pretty cool to see. I mean, some of the differences. You still got a spiral. Almost looks like a person inside, right? Person and a person, maybe. There's some more packings down there. And they got some pretty good lines right there. And something down in that area. Pretty cool. That's some more. They look like you got a sheep right there. Whatever that is. But they have some really good sheep right there. Like so pretty. But pretty cool. It's kind of neat to get away from the Four Corners area and see other ancient markings. You can see how like the moss is kind of growing over it. I wasn't sure if this place was going to be open, but it looks like everybody got a pretty sad winter. So if this wasn't open, I'd just go play in Grand Teton National Park. I've already seen some really cool bighorn sheep, so took some pictures, but just look at that view right there. It's just gorgeous here. We'll follow that trail for a second, see if there's anything over there. But I'm gonna probably get some pictures of these right here, just in case they're my only ones. I hope not. I'm gonna go. I'm on a mission to go find those. So be back in a little bit. So this is a good lesson in being mindful of your surroundings. We were just talking about these. Didn't even pay attention. There was a really cool one on that rock. That's pretty awesome, right? Yeah, I'm gonna check out a couple more of the rocks around here, see if maybe there's some more scattered on these boulders. Be back in a minute. Okay, I think I'm in the right spot. If not, it should be another cool one. Just driving back, so hopefully I'm looking for an owl. There's a really cool owl up here that I want to check out. And we know we're in a good spot because Wyoming has these little signs, which are amazing. Right there. This site's under surveillance. They keep watch over it. I love that. Very cool. Turn on my mic so it's a little windy today. So we're gonna walk up here and see what we can see. I like when they protect sites like that. I think it's very cool. So, not too far. I'm pretty sure they're probably on those right there. Those rocks. I'm hoping. This was the thing I was most excited about for this trip. So, already seen some on some different rocks. Yeah, I think this is it. Right on. I'm very excited. Very, very excited. Right on. Yeah, I see. Try not to slip in the mud. Oh, wow. If you look under here, there's still a little bit of snow up here. But if you look under here, look at all those. Those are really, really cool. Get a little closer, maybe. That guy's pretty cool. He got the horns, another couple people over there. But I just found the name of these super interesting. Sheep Eater, I mean, that kind of catches your attention. But I've only read a little bit about it so far. And Shoshone tribe, so I think there's some, Maybe some pecking on that a little bit. Some of the circles, but what we're looking for is back there. And remember, we're always respectful to these places. Really, really respectful. Like, we don't touch, we just look and enjoy it. I don't know, I don't think that's the owl I was looking for, but woodpecker. But look at these. Those are pretty cool. Just go in a little bit. They're pretty neat. Pretty cool. I don't know if that woodpecker's coming across in the background. That's pretty cool. And that looks like somebody with wings. So do you think that's somebody with wings, or maybe, I don't know, maybe Thunderbird? Not overly certain where the Thunderbirds come from. This one's a little blown out just because it's in the sun. But still cool. Still brings out a lot of detail though. And then this one, La Piste de Resistance. Man, look at that. That is cool. Look at all the dots. Do you see all the dots right there? There's tons of them around this one. You got them over there. You got them below him. What do you think that means? All the dots, because it looks like he's like totally surrounded in dots. That's pretty cool though. I mean, holy cow. What do you think about that one? That's cool. What are these little loop looking things on the side? Go all the way up. But it's only one-sided. You see on that side there's none compared to that side. My left is, you know, those loops or rings, and then it's just pure dots on the other side. And then I don't know if those are talons or toes or 3 and 2. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? And that little guy down there. I wish he was in the shade. Oh, definitely heard that woodpecker. I'm intrigued by this one though. Birdman or wings. And this guy over here hanging out by himself. Very cool. What do you think about that one? There's another lake over this little hill right there. This place is just filled up with lakes, which they get a lot of snow that come off this Wind River range. I think that's the majority of where we are. I've never been over here. First time I've ever been even on this side of the mountain from Jackson and Grand Tetons and Yellowstone. These are cool though. Very, very cool. So we're going to look around. I'm pretty sure that's not the owl. So still on the lookout for the owl. I'm going to take some pictures of these and I'll be right back. Couldn't turn that on while I was walking. That is straight up for a fat guy. One of you guys try to call the ambulance for me. Whew, I'm out of shape. I need to fix that. But without further ado, this is what I was looking for. And I was way off because I was down by another trailhead for all of the lakes up in the mountain. So I'm glad I found them. Glad I stopped or seen them in the first place because, like I said, you don't know. You just drive past them, so I'll quit yapping and let's turn you around. Let's just do a brief introduction to what I got here. I mean, come on. That thing's huge. Let's get up in there, because it's tall. I had to bring a ladder for this one. Because that is just nuts. Holy cow. There's so much going on in that one. Then you got this little, I don't know, that looks like another owl. That's not the owl I was looking for. This bad boy. I wouldn't even pay attention to the, whatever the Doctor Who is that. Well, that's amazing. But this guy, hold on, let's do it justice. Here we go. Oh my gosh. If you've ever seen the owl panel in 9 Mile Canyon, very different from this guy. Let's just get up close without touching anything, but just look at the detail. Look at the attention to detail that the person who did this made. I mean, holy cow. These ones are just crazy because, I don't know, I guess I'm spoiled in Utah, but there's a lot of you can get up this close to, but there's a lot you can't. I'm sure for good reasons. But how lucky am I to be able to be this close to it and just enjoy it. I got to step back so you can get the whole thing, but my goodness. I mean, there's more over on that side. Got maybe the trails up the canyons, maybe. More dots. This one's surrounded too. Well, I guess not. Yeah, well, kind of. Like you got the one on the bottom. And then those that go up the side over there. There's more over there. I'll try to get a better shot of those. And then, I mean, are we thinking headdress? All those, are those eyes, the circles with the dots? I mean, and then just the body, if it's a body, is, there's so much going on in this one. It's just crazy. Crazy cool, that is. If that's the thing, what the kids are saying. Another little kind of squiggly on that side. And then just the arms. Look at the three, I don't know, shoulder pads. I mean, because looks like some ornate right there with the dots. But you come down here, 3 talon or 3 fingers. Hold on, we gotta look at my favorite one. I forgot about you, buddy. We'll be back. And we haven't even talked about this guy over here. Holy crow. Hold on. We haven't even touched on that one. I don't know. My mind kind of goes, it's like, are those tusks? No tusks. Trunk, I don't know. Eyes right there and there. Humpback. I know it's not a mammoth, but my mind goes there. Pretty cool. Like the one I got yelled at for saying it was a spaceship. I know it's not a spaceship at Rasmussen Cave, but it does kind of look like that. And then this guy up here. But I already got crucified for crying the Rasmussen Cave and 9 Mile, the spaceship, so you guys don't have to add on. One of these days, somebody's going to hurt my feelings. Probably not. I got told the other day about Rasmussen Cave. That's what kind of brought that back up. That the music I had in that was disgusting. And I was like, well, and that's before we talked in the videos. Like, disgusting's, it's a pretty strong word, but if that's how you feel, sorry, not sorry, agree to disagree. I don't know. Pretty crazy, some of the people in the comments. They are very passionate about how these should be documented or not documented. I mean, I sit here for a lot of the time just looking. I don't have the camera on. Nothing's kind of, I'm taking pictures or anything. I just enjoy where I am, because look at this. Let me show you without getting you motion sick. This is what, these are natural lakes. I mean, there's lakes all the way down. Dubois is that way. But beautiful, right? I mean, come on. And then that's what they were, maybe when they were taking breaks, eating whatever they ate, you know, doing these masterpieces. To me, they're masterpieces. They're way beyond art. I totally get that with symbolism. But they are, in my mind, masterpieces. Because these are some of the coolest and craziest ones I've seen. A neat little like cave right there. My wide body gets stuck, but maybe. I wonder if there, it looks like there's smoke marks in there. Let me zoom in there. I don't know, maybe. Let your imagination go wild. But yeah, very cool. This trail goes up further. Really need to I need to see if I can go around the backside so I can get whatever is over here. Kind of amazing. All right, I'm going to take some pictures. I'll be right back. So, amazing. Tell me if you've been out here before. You've seen these. Maybe there's some I missed. We're normally a pretty good community about keeping these. But these are fairly well known. I'd like to go to some of the other sites in Wyoming. There's not a lot over by the Great Tetons or, you know, Yellowstone. I'm sure there is. I'm sure they're protected. And probably hush hush. And these, you know, from here going east, a lot of cool things to see as far as indigenous peoples. So, very cool. Tell me in the comments which one of those is your favorite. And as always, I appreciate you guys being here. We don't get a lot of views. I wish we would change that. I think our content's pretty good for novices. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm sure other people have their opinions. But we enjoy doing it. It gives me an opportunity to get out with my dad and do some stuff with him. And then if I ever have grandkids, you know, I'll be able to show them the adventures that me and their grandpa had, which is pretty cool. So I know my girls enjoy them. I love it. Hopefully I can do this as long as my dad, being 76 years young. So yeah, it's definitely motivation to keep doing this and get healthier. All right. If I find other things, I'll be back. If not, thank you for taking this journey with me. This is very cool for me. Never seen these, never seen. Most of our stuff is, you know, Fremont. It used to be Anasazi, but it's ancient Puebloan now, I believe. But, you know, we are pretty blessed to be in that Four Corners, central Utah down, that we get to see what we get to see. But there's others that are up in this area in the Northwest that, you know, just all over, really. I mean, Europe, everywhere has their own indigenous stories and pictographs, petroglyphs, if that's what they call them. But, man, just enjoy these. They bring, you know, for me, they bring peace. Being able to admire them, try to put my mind right, and, you know, just center with my spirit, you know, it's pretty awesome. So, okay, I'll quit rambling. Thanks for everything you guys do. I appreciate the comments, even if they tell me my music's disgusting. But, yeah, okay. Agree to disagree. All right, till the next one. Bye.